How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
We're here.
Yeah,
We're rocking. We're rolling.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, it was nice. I didn't go. I didn't go to the valley or didn't go to California. 2
Yeah.
weeks in a row now.
Wow, you must be well rested.
No, I finally got all that time to take care of all the stuff.
All
I
the
didn't
stuff
do.
yeah.
So it was a busy, but got a lot of stuff done, and that's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
You know?
Good
And
for
it kept me
you.
busy. I didn't have to really go further than True Value.
Yeah, isn't that nice? I stayed home as well
Yeah,
for the
True
weekend.
Value, Home Depot.
Right. Just your local haunts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't go anywhere this weekend either, and it was a little chilly and breezy this weekend.
Yeah.
And after the week we had with it being so warm, we thought that it was going to be so hot in the valley. But we had a cool down, and I think we're expecting more of a cool down. Is that not correct?
You are correct.
Yeah.
100% correct. Yeah, today our high is only going to be around 66, which is still higher than normal.
Okay.
But it's going to be Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday we'll be back down to normal, which is 55.
Okay.
And our low will be down to about 33. But it's going to be Wednesday. We got a 50% chance of snow at 4,500 and above.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, we'll have some white stuff. The thing is that it's been so warm, the earth is just not, it's just going to melt.
Right.
And,
That's okay.
will we get an accumulation? Who knows?
Right.
But whatever it is, it's not going to stay long.
We just need the moisture. I don't care if
How we get it.
Yeah, exactly. So good. Well, that's news to me. I hadn't heard that we have a chance for rain this week.
Oh, yeah. Well, the good thing is that, some of the bugs are coming out. This freeze could get them,
Yeah.
So that'll help us with the bugs and the critters and
Right.
all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Very good. Matt Hinshaw's with us this morning. Good morning, Matty.
Am I?
Well, you seem very busy this morning.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on over here. I can't hear myself. I can't.
You're very
I don't know.
low.
There's lots going on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do
There,
that.
that's better.
See,
Live
that's the thing.
radio. Yeah.
They're starting. Well,
Live
I'll
radio.
just say they're starting to mess around with stuff, and now
On
I
the
really
board?
got to pay attention.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you really got to work this
I
1
really
hour.
got to. Well, I got here early, and I still didn't. I guess I didn't have it enough.
That's a great point. I got up early this morning, and I was still late. How is it that no matter what time I get up in the morning, I cannot get here early enough? Because I know what it is.
It's a mental block.
Yeah, well, you get up early, you're like, oh, I have lots of time. I can just enjoy my coffee. I can make my bed. I can pick up the 300,050 dog toys laying around my house from the weekend. And you just get kind of distracted, and then you look at the clock, and you're like, oh, my gosh, I got a live radio show to get to. Is that what you did, too, this morning? No,
I was here on time like I always am. It's just it seems like there's the Saturday crew.
Yeah, they've changed things up
doing
a little bit.
less and less.
Well, or
I
more
guess
and
is the way to
more.
put it.
They might be doing more and more because for their shows.
Well, for their shows,
Yeah,
yes, but less and less in here.
Well,
anyways, it is what
you
it
got
is.
us on the air, and that's all that matters.
I can't promise that.
Right.
Maybe we're not on the air.
Oh,
Drew,
we're on the air.
We're on the air. Okay, good.
Okay,
I was
Drew's
going
got
to
us.
say, I don't want to waste our time if we're not on the air.
Well, we'll figure out. I mean, the big thing is the Eagles are having a rough day already.
Oh, pull them up.
I mean,
pull up the Eagles.
It is so
it's so
windy. Look at that. The whole freaking tree and nest and everything.
We're talking about the bald
Oh.
eagle nest and eaglets and mom and dad, Jackie and Shadow. I think we need our eagle correspondent to call in,
Jim,
Jim
please
Lamerson.
call.
But yeah, and we're watching him on this live stream, and it is so windy. The camera's shaking. It's so windy, and the mom is just holding on for dear life. The babies are ducking down. Well, let's just hope for the best.
I don't know.
If one flies out of the nest, I don't want to know about it.
Yeah. Well, they should be okay because the winds right now, I mean, for us are going to be around 25.
Right.
So where they're at is probably 40 plus miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, it looks.
But they're built for that. I mean,
Yeah, they've
they've been
ducking
on the
low.
planet longer than we have.
You're right. You're okay.
They're going to make it.
I won't worry too much.
Yeah, it's like Jamie. Oh, the dog's going to get cold. No, the dog is not going to get cold.
Right. It's amazing. That's amazing to me. All right. So lots of sports this weekend.
Yes.
Lots of good and bad. Of course, we had. I watched 2 hockey games. Won one, lost one. The Rockford Ice Hogs. My son-in-law played in both games, And then there was baseball. The Diamondbacks finally, I guess they finally won against the the Friday and Sunday they won.
Yeah, against
So,
the Cubbies, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, they split.
they split.
Of
which-
course, not the one I was at.
Right.
And not opening day.
Not opening day. The
I mean-
only one that matters all season long, as
Well,
far as I'm concerned.
the-
That and the last 7.
The first and the last, and the
Yeah.
first play of the game was an error. Gee,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
not a good
You're not
sign.
over it. It's obvious.
No,
You're
it's
not
a
over
good
it.
sign.
Yeah, let it go. Let it go. But yesterday, I heard that it was their biggest comeback in Diamondbacks history. People left the game because they were down by so many, and
Oh,
then they ended up
tons.
winning 10-6, right?
Yeah, they were down a lot.
Yeah. So heard about that one. Didn't watch it. But and then the Phoenix Suns. What happened to the Suns? The most money going towards those players than any other team in the league, and they got beat by the Rockets yesterday, 148-109.
They decided not to show up.
I guess
I mean, that's an embarrassment.
that they said this is the worst
That
it's
was a
been for the
spanking.
Suns. Yeah. So, and I guess Kevin Durant's done for the rest of the season. So it doesn't look good for the Suns. Arizona sports, it's rough.
Sounds like they put in the towel boy.
If they didn't, maybe they should have.
Maybe they should.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Wranglers got spanked their season opener at home by a brand new team,
First game ever out of the chute, and the Wranglers got
41-29. Yeah, ouch. I mean, we kind of thought that one would be a given with a new team in the league, and we've got new coaching staff, and so that was disappointing. Tell me about the Arizona Rattlers. You went to that game yesterday. You shot for the Rattlers. Tell me, how'd they do? Did they win, please?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we embarrassed Tucson,
Yeah,
like how we're supposed to.
yeah.
It was 56-28.
Oh, that's a good score.
But I'll be honest.
Yeah,
Tucson, I think, is going to be a competitor this year.
yeah.
They kept up with us neck and neck within 1 to 2 touchdowns the entire game,
Yeah.
except for the fourth quarter. That's where we just opened it up.
Okay, and that's the Tucson Sugar Skulls.
Tucson Sugar Skulls. Yep.
All right, so
Yep.
that's bad news for the Wranglers.
Yeah. Well, the 3 teams in the state are pretty much rivals against
Right,
each other.
right. But if the
So-
Rattlers look good and the Sugar Skulls look good, and then we lost to the Fisher Freight, was that it? Was that what it was?
Yeah, I think that's the new team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it doesn't matter though. I mean, you never know. Last year we
never
started
know.
out hard,
Well,
strong,
Any given Saturday
champions. We were going to win everything.
afternoon.
And we had so many injuries right off the gate.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we turned it around and won the championship. So
you never know.
You never know.
I know. It's just
That's
fun.
sports.
It's so fun to speculate. So, talking about sports, I have the schedule for sports on our sister station, which is the team 1450 AM KNOT. And let's see what's happening. Tomorrow we have the National Invitational Tournament semifinals. UC Irvine versus North Texas, followed by Chattanooga versus Loyola, Illinois. Wednesday, the Women's National Invitational Tournament Championship, 2:45. Thursday, more championship tournament. And then the Final Four, Women's Final Four, Friday. And it looks like the men's Final Four on Saturday. I think Duke is still in it, so I'm still in the running to win something from you guys since I'm the only one that filled out the bracket.
I thought Drew filled out his
Drew, did you
bracket.
fill out your bracket?
Just the first 4.
Oh, okay. Well,
Just the one out of each one.
Yeah.
You did better than
All
I
right.
did.
all right. Yeah, you didn't even
Well,
look at it.
Okay, so who are the 4 that's left? And then let's just decide now. You got Duke,
Houston,
Houston.
Duke,
Okay.
Okay.
um,
Florida,
They're all the number 1 seeds.
Florida, and there's one more.
Houston, Duke, Florida.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm looking. Is it Michigan State or Michigan?
no.
No.
All right, hold
All right,
on.
well, we
hold on.
don't-
I'm turning to Google without the
Right,
Droogle.
right. Well, we would call John Rustin here, but he's very busy.
Yes.
I mean, do you want me to go get him?
Do we look through the window see if
I
he's
can go get
available?
him.
Okay, that would be great because we think we know. Oh, look, we've got a caller. Somebody's calling in to tell us who the Final Four are. Okay, good. We've got somebody calling in. Thank goodness, our listeners are taking care of us. I think Drew has a phone call. While he's putting them through, here he goes. You don't need to type it in. Just go. Jim. Oh, Jim, the Eagle correspondent's on. Okay. Does Jim Lamerson know who's in the Final Four? Hi, Jim. Are you on the line? I can't hear him.
Hey.
There he is.
How are you?
Hi, Jim. Are you calling in with our Eagle update? We're so
I
concerned.
was looking at them this morning, and aren't they getting big?
They're getting big, but it is sure windy over there this morning.
Yeah, it's windy, and I'm sure that Jackie and whatever the
Shadow?
Shadow.
Okay.
I know one of them was sitting on them yesterday.
Yeah.
And they're getting big.
They
I
are.
think she's got one boy and one girl.
Oh, we were going to ask. Oh my gosh, one is flapping its wings. Please sit down.
Yeah.
We were going to ask you.
The females are bigger than the males.
Oh, okay. That's how we can tell who's who. That's it, huh?
Yeah, I think she's got one of each because
Yeah.
they're definitely two different sized
Yes.
eaglets.
The one on the right's much bigger than the one on the left.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
isn't that the way it works in nature typically, though?
What?
The one on
Careful.
the right, the one on the left. Isn't
Careful.
that the way it works? So, anyway, no, they look like they're really healthy.
Yeah.
They look in good shape, and like I said, out in nature, since typically in the eagle thing, the bald eagles,
Yeah.
specifically the females are bigger than the males. So I think she's got one of each.
Okay, so we can't tell Jackie and Shadow apart unless they're next to each other, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Okay.
yeah, they got to be next to each other because
Right.
it's very hard,
Yeah.
I know that we've been watching them pretty good. Now, yesterday, they both came in for a while,
Yeah.
and it was kind of neat to watch them.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of neat to watch them interact with those baby eaglets.
What is the website, Jim, so people can join in and watch if they'd like?
Oh, I just go to there's a lake over there, Big Bear, Big
Okay.
Bear Lake Eagles,
Okay, just
Big
Google
Bear
that.
Lake bald eagles.
Is that the website, Matt?
Yeah, well, it's friends of BigBearValley.org, but
Okay.
their live stream, as far as I know, is on YouTube.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah,
Very good. Well, they're just adorable. The female's eating. She's having
Well-
some fish, and look at the little brother. He's like, "Give me some." Oh my gosh, we could just sit here and narrate the live stream all
yeah,
hour.
they're kind of neat to watch.
They are. They're really fun to
And
watch.
especially when Jackie and Shadow show up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of neat to watch the family and the metrics of the family. It's kind of
Yes.
a neat thing to watch. But anyway, so I thought I'd give you a quick call.
Thank you, Jim. You have a fabulous day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, we're trying to talk sports this morning, so we brought John Rustin because we couldn't figure out who the Final Four are
Final. Well, let's see.
in NCAA
Yes.
men's basketball.
Houston is in there.
Right? Duke is in there.
Duke is in there.
Florida.
Florida. And
And who's the last one?
Auburn. I looked it up.
Auburn. Oh, you look at that.
the glory of Google.
Very
Hey,
good.
remember earlier in your show, I did pick Houston as the national champion.
Okay.
So I'm 2 wins away from
I
being
picked
right.
Duke, so
She
I'm
is
2
Duke.
wins away from being right. It's on, John Rust.
So-
All right.
Then I'm going to take Auburn.
Oh.
You don't get to come in this late in the game.
There's 4 left, and then we make Drew take Florida.
Florida.
Okay.
All right, and whoever wins has to buy
I what?
lunch at Sammy's.
Lunch at Sammy's. So, and
Yeah.
Leza gets 2 burgers.
Because I won last year and nobody ever bought me a burger.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough, I
Okay.
guess.
What's going on with the women's
Yes.
NIT?
Yes, the Women's National Invitational Tournament. Of course,
Yes.
we've been keeping everyone up to date on that because we've got some local interest there. Becky Burke, actually the very first coach for the Embry-Riddle women's basketball team. She's now coaching University of Buffalo. They were in the Great Eight, as they called it in the NIT yesterday.
Right?
And things didn't look all that great for the Lady Bulls. They were trailing to Rutgers University, which is based in my native state of New Jersey. You knew I had to get that.
You always
in
have a
there.
tie. You always have a tie
Yes,
in.
exactly. Well, it wasn't looking good until the fourth quarter when the Lady Bulls exploded for 29 points. Shelia Watson putting up 28 points.
Wow.
And the University of Buffalo defeated Rutgers 71-64. So Coach Becky Burke and University of Buffalo, they will be going on to what they call the Fab Four of the
Fab
WNIT.
Four.
And they will be taking on either Cleveland State or Purdue Fort Wayne on Wednesday. Cleveland State, Purdue Fort Wayne, they will play tonight. So the winner of that game will face Becky Burke's University of
Okay.
Buffalo. And I know that the team, 14:50 a.m., we're actually going to be doing the championship game of the women's NIT. So who knows?
Right.
We might get University of Buffalo and former Riddle coach Becky Burke on
Well,
there.
we're cheering on Becky Burke and her Buffaloes.
Bulls.
Bulls.
Buffalo
Yes.
Bulls.
Yes. What? You have something?
Yes, I just wanted to remind you to ask John about how he's doing on his book. He's been very modest, but he said
yes.
something today. So
Okay. What happened today? What's the
Okay,
latest?
well, my alternate World War II history novel,
Yes.
Unthinkable,
That we talked about right here
Yes.
on Leza Live.
it broke 300 ratings and reviews on Amazon.
Wow. And what is the rating?
Average. An average rating of 4.6 out of 5 stars.
Give me a bump.
You got it.
That is awesome, John.
Thank
You
you.
guys can
Appreciate it.
download
Really,
the
good job,
book
John.
and
Thank you.
support our local author, sports director, John Rusty Metal.
Yes.
Yeah.
John Rusty Metal.
Rusty metal.
Rusty, okay.
Oh, that's a new one.
I
Rusty
know.
Metal.
I thought it was wet metal, but
Wet
okay.
I like the wet metal. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
she's
well,
changing it up
wet
today.
metal eventually turns to what? Rust.
Well, right.
John Wet Metal.
Johnny Wet Metal.
Johnny
Right.
Wet Metal.
Oh,
That was
right.
my
Okay. Yeah.
that was my DJ. That was my DJ name at Mercer County College. A buddy of mine who I actually worked with at a radio station in New Jersey hung it on me.
Nice. I love it. I love it. John Russ, thanks for joining us.
You're
I don't mean to
welcome.
rush, but we've got a big show for you guys today. Coming up next, we're going to be talking with Matt Santos from Comedy at the Elks. They have a show coming up on April 5th. And Maddie's going to tell us all about it. And then we are going to be talking to Prescott City Councilman Brandon Montoya, who's turning in his papers to run for the city of Prescott mayor tomorrow. So it's Montoya Monday.
Hold on. He's finally showing up
He's
for a
finally showing
Montoya
up.
Monday?
Yep. So we're going to
It's
talk
been what,
to
like 3?
yeah, and that's okay. He's been busy, Matt.
I
Come on,
understand.
don't give him a hard time. He could be our mayor.
Then he's going to get even
And
more
we
of a
want
hard
to
time.
get that. We want to get Gurley Street changed to Leza Live Way. Remember?
Oh.
So
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Okay.
They're going to name the street after. Hey, they're going to name that street after me too if Montoya gets in.
Well, a different street. You'll get something like I don't know,
Rusty Way.
Rusty Way, but it's going to be like in Matt's neighborhood.
I was going to say I'll take a public bathroom somewhere.
All right, Matt Santos coming up. Thanks, John. Appreciate
You're
you.
welcome.
All right, Prescott, when your AC is on the fritz or your heater just isn't keeping up, you need a real lifesaver, and that is AC Medic Heating and Air. These guys are fast, reliable. They actually show up when they say they will. Imagine that. No waiting around. Whether it's a quick repair, full system install, or just some good old-fashioned maintenance, AC Medic has you covered. Here's something extra awesome. Seniors, veterans, and first responders get 10% off all repairs. Don't suffer through another Arizona season without top-notch comfort. Call AC Medic Heating and Air, your trusted first responder for comfort, 928-848-6224. Again, that's 928-848-6224. Welcome back to Leza Live on the News, 103.5 FM, KYCA. Joining us in studio, we have Matt Santos from Comedy at the Elks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
No, it's
How
not.
you be?
I'm tired.
Come on.
I need a nap.
You know what weekends are for? Rest.
What's a weekend?
God made the world in 6 days, and on Sunday he rested. That's what I heard anyway.
I am self-employed, so every day's a Monday.
Oh.
Every day.
Yeah.
You know, Maddie,
Yeah.
you know that.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Barry's
It's true.
Barry's kind of the same. He's got the
Yeah.
hustle going. Yeah, every time he comes in here, he's
Wait,
tired.
who's
too.
that? Who?
Barry Barb.
I'm not familiar with that name.
I'll
Who-
introduce you to him. He's a
Barry hates me
He
still.
just
He
came to
does.
town. Yeah. Why does he hate you?
I don't know. We were trying to figure out that last time I co-host or sub-hosted for you.
Yeah.
He just bailed on me last minute.
Oh.
So we spent an hour asking people why Barry hates me.
You did not.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
did.
we
I didn't hear about. Did Barry hear about this?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
I
okay.
actually talked to him.
Yeah.
And
you found out why?
We did a nice little podcast after. No.
Yeah,
He's a
doesn't.
busy man.
He's
too.
very busy. Sometimes he doesn't show up for us either. I mean, when he's running a lot of things right now. So anyway, let's not talk about Barry because he gets his own day.
Let's talk about
on
Drew.
Friday.
I'm pretty sure it was because Drew.
Oh.
Why you didn't, I
Hey,
can't see.
I'm glad you brought up the name Drew because tonight you guys got to watch American Idol because our Drew Wren will be on
Yeah.
tonight's episode in Hollywood. We got to see if she makes her way to the next stage of this game because they're going to cut half the people that
Well-
made it through
Well,
tonight.
when she went through her X Factor thing years ago,
Oh,
you
yeah.
remember we had
Yes.
lots of stuff for her over at the
Yes.
arena,
Yes.
and you were running around in the arena,
Yep.
going crazy. And
Yep.
I had her on a couple interview shows.
Yeah,
and
well, we
stuff.
just
It was
had her
fun.
on last
Yeah,
week
yeah, I saw
after
that.
she was on American Idol. So we saw her on Monday, and so everybody make sure you watch
That's
tonight.
exciting. And
Yeah,
She's
She's
giving
awesome.
out lots of good shout-outs to her hometown of
Yep.
Chino Valley. They had a viewing party in
Yes,
Chino
I
last
saw
week
that. Yeah.
a very, very select few people were invited to. I was not.
I was not.
No.
Matt?
No. You know
Were
who I
you? No.
you know who I
Drew,
I'm
Drew,
not-
were you
I'm not good
invited?
enough.
you know who I saw on there though? On
Who?
the little clip
Barry?
they posted?
Was
no,
Barry
no.
there?
No, Ted Leonard.
Oh,
Ted
Teddy,
Leonard got
of
invited there.
course.
That was
Well,
nice. That was good.
Yeah,
to
well,
see.
and I saw she had a clip on the on her social media, and she's listening to her audition song on the radio, and it was me who played it on my all request lunch hour on Magic 99.1.
Nice.
But she didn't give me credit. She said they are playing my audition on the radio, and I'm like, who's they?
Well, you know,
I'm right here.
You know when they say this person needs no introduction.
That's true.
She did not need to introduce you.
That's true.
Because everybody
Knew who was playing it. Yeah.
Everybody, you know who does need an introduction?
Who?
Tom Clark.
Tom Clark from Dry Bar Comedy, Anger Management Comedy. There's so many different Elks Performing Arts Center and Jester Comedy. There's lots of things going on here.
You know it's not on that poster?
What?
My name.
Yeah. I don't see your name
No,
anywhere.
that's good
Yeah.
because we want people to show up.
Oh, come on.
I'm looking forward to this. I have not had a chance to meet Tom Clark yet,
Okay.
but I have been a fan of his comedy for a long time.
Yeah.
His Dry Bar clips and a full special are on Dry Bar's YouTube channel, so
Okay.
check that out. Tom Clark Comedy has a link to his full YouTube special
Okay.
that was filmed in Hollywood. Great stuff, and Conan clips and a lot of stuff. Hilarious guy, so I'm looking forward to meeting him on Saturday night.
Okay.
April 5th.
April 5th. Elks
Prescott
Theater.
Elks Theater.
Yeah.
.org.
That's where you get your tickets, and that's spelled Theatre, Tre.
Because they're fancy.
They're fancy over there. And I mean, this guy has been featured on CBS, Comedy Central, Netflix, The Dry Bar, like you mentioned. And so he's obviously very funny.
Yeah, we're looking forward to having him up there. We've got that show coming up, which is nice. Usually we're there late week, like Thursdays, a lot of times on Thursdays and Fridays.
Yeah.
This is a Saturday show, so we're
Okay.
hoping to get a lot of folks out there.
Fabulous.
Maybe you guys could join us. We got some seats for you if you'd like.
Oh, right.
Leza,
right.
you gonna come? You gonna
Is it in the
come?
back room again? Because we couldn't hear real well back
No,
there,
we'll
right?
put you right up front. Well, you could.
You sit
couldn't-
right up front. I
you-
prefer the back next to the
I know.
toilet. I don't have to run as far.
And next to the bar.
Exactly.
You're not stupid.
You couldn't hear because you were sitting next to Hinshaw. That's why.
Yeah, I just can't stop talking.
Well, okay, so it's Saturday night, and it's upstairs. And if people haven't been able to hit an event up there yet, they're missing out on a really cool experience.
You know, that Crystal Hall is such, and Liz, if you're listening, I said it
Hi,
correctly.
Liz.
Crystal Hall.
Crystal
I
Hall.
always get that wrong.
Elks Theater, Crystal Hall.
And friend and guest of the show here, Liz Rogers,
Yes.
does such a fantastic job booking that. 'Cause
Yes.
that room, that hall, and that space is booked up throughout the year.
It's amazing.
With some of the greatest, not just comedy, but a lot of music. I had the opportunity, and I believe Jim was in here in
Yes,
studio
Jim
a few
Sobo.
weeks ago.
Mhm.
I got the opportunity to be part of that show, the 20th anniversary show, a week and a half or so
Yes,
ago.
didn't you MC it?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but just great music through there. Her improv troupe and the Mystery Theater that she does up there, as well as acts from around the country.
Yeah, she'll be in on Thursday for Theater Thursday,
Yeah,
and she'll tell us all about the goings on. She's part of the dream team.
Yeah,
Matt
she does
Santos.
such a great job booking that, though. That is
Yes.
such a great room because it is. She brings in great acts, but at the same time, it's a very small, intimate room. So
Yes.
you're right there.
Right. I mean, you
And it's a
have
lot of fun.
interaction with the artists, which is super fun, and I love that part of it.
I tell you, this show coming up on Saturday is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Tickets are going fast. She's going to be pushing them again on Thursday, hopefully. But go over there, PrescottElksTheater.org, get your tickets. But again, look at that whole listing of what's coming up. We've got another show coming up. We won't plug it right now, but in May, I'd
Okay.
like to come in and talk about that.
Absolutely.
A good friend of mine's coming in from LA to perform their comedy.
Oh, fun.
And then yesterday, I was there most of the day yesterday.
Yeah?
For that Stories That Matter
Oh,
storytelling
yes.
show. That is so much fun. Matt, you haven't been over there for that one yet.
We have
No,
to hit
Sundays
that
are
one.
tough.
It is a lot of fun, that show, and I film it for them for their YouTube channel, but also perform in it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Did a little short segment yesterday. But it is just true stories told without notes, kind of off the cuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And and you know this from interviewing folks around
Sure.
town for so
Sure.
long. There are so many great stories, so many
Oh.
great
Everybody
personalities
has a
in
story.
this town.
Yeah, everybody has
It's
a story.
fantastic. It's
Yep.
a lot of fun. But we had a good time with that show yesterday.
Awesome.
And I'm really looking forward again. Tom Clark on Saturday. It's going to be a great show.
Okay.
Again, up in the Crystal Hall.
Yeah, the doors open at 6. The show starts at 7 o'clock. Will you be performing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
hosting that one.
You're hosting that
So
one.
it's myself.
Okay.
I usually do 10, 15 minutes to start off the show. Then Michael Patrick Hurley,
Okay.
great comic, good for you've met Michael.
Oh yeah, I've
a
met
couple
Michael.
times.
Yeah.
He's down from the valley, or from the Phoenix area.
Mm-hmm.
He performs all over the whole Southwest, but he's based in Phoenix. But his parents and family are here in the Prescott area.
Oh, nice.
So he usually brings a good crowd in there.
Good.
He'll be doing about 20 or 25 minutes or so,
Okay.
and then Tom, our headliner, will
Fabulous.
be closing out the show. Just the three of us. Good friend J.C. Anderson of Anger Management can't make it.
That's
He's
okay.
out of town for a family function, but
Yeah.
it'll be a lot
It'll
of fun.
be a great show. Again, get your tickets at PrescottElksTheatre.org. Thank you so much, man.
Hey,
for
no
coming
problem.
in.
And now you got a bigwig
I know.
mayor.
I know. I gotta
mayor
get you out
candidate.
so I can get him in.
Yeah, get something interesting going on. Thanks. Hey, thanks for reporting the show.
Love you, Matt Santos. We'll talk to you later. Coming up, Brandon Montoya, Prescott City Councilman, who is turning in his papers to run for mayor tomorrow. So today was the last day we could have him on. So we got to grill him.
Because he's a candidate.
He will be as of
So we
tomorrow.
can't have him on as a candidate.
I think there's rules. We'll talk
okay,
about it.
that's
off the
the show before us.
That's
Got it.
right. That's right. All right. Right now, did you know that tooth decay often comes down to one factor, and that is acid? At Prescott Solutions, at Pro Solutions Dental Group, they target the source by helping patients control acid levels in the mouth, preventing cavities, and keeping smiles strong. For a refreshing, proactive approach to your dental care, visit PrescottDentist.com or give Pro Solutions Dental Group a call, 928-776-1208. Welcome back to Leza Live on a Monday morning on the news 103.5 FM KYCA. It is Montoya Monday once again. Good morning, Prescott City Councilman Brandon Montoya.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
It's my pleasure, always.
Yes, well, you've been kind of busy lately.
I have been. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I know. I heard.
Well, he likes to call you.
I call everybody out.
I was being called out for like my absenteeism.
Well, once you stopped showing up, we started calling it Bare Minimum Monday, which we like. We were going to sit here and just talk about the Eagle streaming.
The Eagles on
Oh,
here.
that
I
is
got it there.
cool.
Yeah.
That'll
Look
just be
at
the feed
that.
the rest of
Have
the
you
day.
not seen this yet? You've been
No,
so busy you
I
don't
have
know
not.
about
I'm sorry.
Jackie and Shadow, the bald eagles at Big Bear Lake in California. They started out with 3 eaglets. Now they have 2.
Oh no!
And,
Does that mean one didn't?
One
yeah.
didn't survive. We're not quite sure what happened to it, but yeah, it's a live stream
This is-
24/7.
So what I need to do is set up a live stream of the little chicks that my wife bought.
Oh, did she buy chicks?
She did.
She wants to grow. She wants to have her own eggs.
We had so.
Totally off subject here.
No,
but
no, no.
Since we haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, this is how it goes, right? So we have had chickens,
Mhm.
and then we much like your eagle friend here, we have
Yeah.
lost some along the way.
Yeah.
Because there's predators
Sure.
in Prescott. So
What, you have a cat or something?
we do have a cat, but that's
Yeah,
not who's been
that's
taking out the
not-
chickens.
it's the
chickens get big
coyotes.
enough. It's coyotes, I'm
It's the
sure.
coyotes, yeah.
So we have one large Orpington chicken. That's her name is Fat Cutie, but
Cute.
we call her Cutie.
Yeah.
And so-
thank you. She
yeah.
appreciates that.
She does. She's a big girl, but she's good.
She produces some good eggs,
She
though,
does.
I'm sure.
She does. So my wife, we lost a leghorn that my wife really liked,
Oh.
and so we got a bunch of new little leghorns.
Oh, how
and then,
many?
Uh,
And how long until they'll produce eggs? We all wanna
I
know.
mean, this is the thing I told my wife. I was like,
Yeah.
we'll get like, they'll start laying eggs in August, and then they'll start molting,
Yeah.
and then like, then they'll be done with like till spring next. This is a
Bad timing.
Anyways, no. So my wife operates off of chicken math.
Oh, yes.
So
And girl math, too, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Well,
well-
but she's an accountant, isn't she?
Uh,
So she's smart.
she is, but when it comes to chickens and mountain bikes, she's got
Yeah.
some math issues there.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say issues. It's just she counts differently than the rest of us.
Yeah.
So she ordered 3 chickens online.
Okay.
So we have 3.
Amazon?
You can buy chickens online. I don't know. There's like website. It's so weird too because then they come
Yeah.
and then the post office calls you and they're
It
like,
says
your chickens
there's
are here.
live animals.
you
Come
have to-
now.
Like early, and then you have to go into the kind of like backside of the post office.
Oh, right.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Actually. If you've never been to the backside of the Miller Valley Post
No.
Office, it's like going into like Monsters Inc. land where like
Sure.
all the conveyor belts and stuff. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Anyways, so she went to go to Cal Ranch, I think of all places, to buy some
Sure.
materials for the 3 chickens that are coming.
Yeah.
And she walked out with 2 more chickens. So we have 1 full-grown chicken.
They're
that,
not expensive, though, are they?
yeah, and she's like, "Don't worry, I'll find homes for all of them." I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." I was like, "I don't know that we're equipped for."
All
like-
these chickens.
Yeah, because our coop isn't huge.
Yeah.
Like we were kind of like casual chicken farmers.
Right.
We had 2 to 3 is like kind of our comfort
Yeah.
zone.
And did you do it when egg prices started to rise?
We did it. So what's funny is when my daughter, who's 18 now, when
Yeah.
she was 7, I had chickens then, and
Yeah.
so I was just always kind of like chickens. They're
Yeah.
they're kind of like it's like having little dinosaurs around,
Oh.
like because they're like
Yeah. Never heard it put that way, but,
But well,
okay.
because they're just like they're like weird little like they move weirdly.
Yeah.
And they're like cute little pets, right?
Yeah,
So and then they happen to like just pop out eggs.
Yeah, that you can eat, and I bet they're delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let us know when the eggs come through, and we'll
Yeah,
we'll
a
sell
year,
'em- we'll
a
sell 'em
year
for ya.
probably, a year. I'll bring in eggs.
Yeah.
I'll come in
Okay.
Montoya Monday with an egg,
With an egg.
carton eggs.
Yeah, perfect. All right, well, we have to take a commercial break. When we
Go,
come back,
go.
we're going to talk about what you're doing tomorrow that's so special.
Yeah.
And why.
Yeah.
All right, that's coming up
I
here
love it.
on Leza Live. Stay with us. So, women, we take care of everybody, right? Well, now it's time for you to take care of yourself. At Prescott Women's Clinic, you're not just another patient, your family. From routine wellness visits to pregnancy and beyond, their expert team is here to support you every step of the way. Whether it's time for your annual checkup or you have questions about your health, Prescott Women's Clinic is here for you, because when women thrive, our whole community thrives. Give them a call. Make an appointment today, 928-778-4300, or visit them online at PrescottWomen'sClinic.com. And we're back. It's Leza live on the news, 103.5 FM, KYCA. Chatting with Prescott City Councilman Brandon Montoya this morning. So, first question for you.
Oh,
after
this is
the bracket,
the hot
after the
seat.
chickens,
Yeah.
you know,
Let's
what
get down to
inspired
business.
you to take the next step from City Council to running for mayor of Prescott,
Gosh,
Arizona?
that's such a great question. And this is gonna sound hokey, but I love Prescott.
Yeah,
right.
well, that's a
And to
given.
me, it's I look at serving on council, serving as mayor, all of that you do to serve your community, right, and to make it a better place.
Right.
And we've had some challenges in the last couple of years. You know, one of the things, not a secret in any sort, we've chewed through 4 or 5 city managers, depending on how you count.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and kind of there's, you know, my opponent Kathy Russing has kind of talked about running as a full-time mayor, and I think we've had some problems with the current mayor who runs as a full-time mayor,
Right.
or who has acted as a full-time mayor, because we have a full-time city manager,
Mm-hmm.
and we pay them pretty well. Like,
Yes.
you know, the city manager right now I think makes $225,000 a year.
Yeah.
You know, so to
And they get to live here.
they they
Yeah.
get to live in the most beautiful city
Exactly.
in America,
I
right?
mean, that is a good salary.
So you kind of, to some degree, I think you have to kind of step back and let that city manager do their job.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a concern I have, is that micromanagement that we've seen in the last few years, and
Mm-hmm.
and I think Kathy would be an extension of that, is problematic.
Yeah.
And so for me, the big concerns, and I say that because the other thing is, I think you need to, what a good mayor and a good council does is that they go back up to like the 30,000-foot view and they do
Mhm.
the policy planning.
Right.
And right now, one of the single biggest priorities we have is economic development.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I look at it and I say we've got to redouble our efforts on that, because the economy is in a fragile place right now. And if we're not prepared for that, if we're not doing our best for our citizens to be ready to get in front of that, then we're not doing our jobs right.
Right.
So that's that'll be my focus.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
is really focusing on economic development.
Very good. Very good. Now, you brought it up that micromanagement is one of the things that sets you and Kathy apart.
Yeah.
So, what other things set you guys apart?
That's a good question. I'll tell you one of the things that I've been talking to people about recently. She's a big proponent of this business license.
Mhm.
And this was something that the city has tried in various iterations before. I'm a business owner. I think Eric Moore and I are the only 2 active business owners on council right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and you own a business
I
in
do,
Prescott.
yes.
You know, Matt does too, right? And so for me, I think about all the stuff I do already.
Right.
Like for me, I work in financial services, which
Mhm.
is a highly regulated business. Like
Yes.
I've had my fingerprints taken enough time that it's like I've, committed a crime or something.
Right.
So to me, the idea of adding that layer of bureaucracy is really harmful to businesses in
Right.
Prescott. And it's almost like you're telling people, when you do something, when you add that here, you're saying, let me make it harder for you to open a business in
Right.
Prescott. And I don't think now, of all times right now, we need to be encouraging businesses. We need to be kind of championing them, being like, yeah, you're opening a business in Prescott.
Right. Let
you
us
know,
help you.
Yeah. And that's why
Make it
I
happen.
got invited to a ribbon cutting for the FBO, Cutter Aviation,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And they've done a series of ribbon cuttings because they keep expanding,
Yeah.
right? And this is a company in Prescott that is on our airport. They are improving land that the city owns for the FBO. which if you're not familiar with FBO, it's basically like kind of where people can kind of, if you own a jet, you can fly out of there. It's kind of fancy.
Right.
But they're making an investment in city property. And so I was happy to show up there as a representative for the city of Prescott. Nobody else really wanted to show up. And so I was kind of like, we've got to get into a place of not focusing on the micromanagement of like, oh, how are we doing this or how are we not doing this, but how to like get out there and be the face of the city and celebrate the wins and the successes of our business community.
Right. Okay, very good answer.
Yeah.
Tell me, what is your proudest accomplishment since you've been serving on the council?
Oh, that's a good one. There's a lot of good policy stuff we've done, right? There's a lot of good policy stuff we've done. Water policy, I was proud to be part of that. There's forming the Workforce Housing Commission. I think that was a really important thing we did. But I'll tell you the thing I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
Is when, and you know about this because this is when I started coming on your show, I think. And I will say, there's two things when I was mayor pro tem that I did that were really successful for outreach. One of them was coming on the show, which is why I still love coming here.
Yes.
The other one was going to the farmers market.
Yes.
And so I started that. It still exists.
Good.
And when I was doing it, I was the only member of council who was doing it. And I remember I brought Ted Gambogi. He wasn't on council yet. He was running, but he was the chair of the general plan. And I said, hey, he said, can I come and see if people have questions about the general plan? I said, sure. And he came, and we're sitting there, and, the kind of way it works, you set up a booth at the farmer's market, people come up, ask questions, and then there's lulls, and he and I were talking. And he said, you're the only member of council who does this, who shows up to the farmer's market? I said, yeah. And he said, have you invited the other ones? And I said, yeah. And he's like, and you're the only one who does this? And I said, yeah. And he said, and so now, Ted, God bless him, so he kind of took the reins with it, and he's started bringing city staff to that farmers market once a month. And now other city council members are going too. And so for me, you think about, everyone wants to kind of do legacy or create this is something I did.
Right.
That kind of outreach where you're getting in front of people and you're connecting with citizens, even when they disagree with you. And sometimes people have gotten really disagreeable with me at the farmers market.
Sure.
And that's okay.
Right.
That's what it's supposed to be about.
Right.
But that's one of the things I love about Prescott is it's still the kind of community where whether I'm at the grocery store or I'm getting gas or I'm at the farmer's market, people can come up to me and be like, hey, I have an issue with City of Prescott. And I'm like, tell me all about it.
Exactly. Yeah. You've been very accessible. I have to say. I mean, you've come in. I asked, you come in. It's just, it's been that easy for me. Yeah. And I hope that continues in the future.
Well, that's going to be in the hands of the voters, not mine.
Right. Well,
if
regardless,
should I be fortunate enough to continue to serve the city of Prescott?
Right.
Not only will I continue to what I've done, but I'll build on it.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That sounds great. More with Prescott City Councilman Brandon Montoya coming up here on Leza Live. Stay with us. Happy Monday. It's Leza live on the news, 103.5 FM, KYCA, having a nice conversation like we always do with
I love it.
Prescott City Councilman Brandon Montoya this morning, getting ready to turn in his papers to run for mayor tomorrow. And so just a couple of questions. I have
Sure.
one more for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
If you do win the election and you are the next mayor, Prescott, what's your vision for our future here?
So you talked about, we talked about the not micromanaging.
Mhm.
One of the things I think is important for a mayor to be aware of is that you're one of 7, right? And
Right.
so I think the biggest kind of vision immediately right out the gate is working with the other 6 members of the council to collaborate and build a comprehensive approach going forward.
Nice.
And that means having one-on-ones or two council members with the mayor and the city manager, having those meetings, like creating a formal structure so that everyone is kind of like on the same page and rowing in the same direction.
Right.
Having that engagement, even with, and there are going to be council members who aren't excited about me being mayor, and that's okay. There's going to be members of the general public that aren't going to be excited about that.
Right.
But you still have to serve those people. And on council, you really even still have to work with those people.
Sure.
I mentioned the disagreement I have with the mayors and the mayor in the past. And I think one of the things I learned is that even when you disagree with people, you still have to work with them,
Sure. Absolutely.
And so I think, that and kind of, so good governance, I guess, is what you would call that. And then a kind of a focus on economic development.
Sure,
That's
like you
a
said.
really big deal to me because from a financial services perspective, there's likely to be a recession in the next few years.
Right.
And so we have to be proactive and get in front of that as a community.
Okay, very good. So, tell us about the process. You have your signatures. The minimum you needed was 650.
Yep.
And you got over 1,000.
Yep.
And you've got everything in order. Was it a big process for you to get everything ready?
It was different this time because you could do it online, right?
Uh-huh.
So that was a little bit different, and you can still. I have a petition at the Arizona Secretary of State's website. It's still open that you can do it. I'll be closing it tomorrow morning,
Okay.
so I'll leave it open throughout the day, just in case we get a few stragglers. But so that was different. But then it was just doing kind of like what I talked about, outreach, going out and getting people and talking to them face to face, talking about the issues and getting them to sign. I did a lot of paper signatures because I still like that,
Right.
one-on-one,
Sure.
right? So that's, yeah. So then tomorrow when I go and meet with the city clerk, I'll have my petitions. I'll have my financial disclosure form, which is I do every year as a elected official anyway. So
Right.
I just have to do an additional one. And there's a statement of residency that I basically have to affirm that I'm been a resident for 3 years.
Okay.
Turn that in, and then that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, and your term was up.
Yeah.
So,
So
so nobody needs to fill your spot, but that's not the same for Kathy. And
No.
She gets her papers in tomorrow
No.
as well, right?
No, and well, I don't know when her appointment is for sure.
Okay. I'm not
Um,
either.
I'm not certain. It may be tomorrow. But what I do know is that because she's in the middle of her term,
Right.
and not at the natural conclusion, there's an Arizona revised statute that comes to play, which is resign to run, is what it's colloquially referred to as. And what that means for her is that as soon as she does all the stuff that I'm doing tomorrow,
Right.
she's got to resign from council, which will
Right.
leave a vacancy.
Sure.
And it'll probably take a month to fill that vacancy.
Right. What's that process?
We've done it twice. So since I've been in council, so it's kind of like you kind of have to like find an appointment person, or I shouldn't say we've done it twice since I've been in council. We had an appointed person, Clark, that was on council.
Right.
We had just gone through that process when I got on, and then we had Jessica Halsey that we replaced with Connie Cantelmi. But it's a process,
Yeah.
because you have to kind of go, you have to vet people, you have to do it.
Right.
And so we'll have a month where we're a 6-person council at kind of a period of time, to be perfectly honest, where it's not great.
Right.
Right. So, we have a general plan that has been somewhat contentious. And now you need 5 votes to do that, which means to get that general plan on the ballot,
Right.
which means that we don't have like one of, at the last council meeting where all of us were present to talk about the general plan, there was 6 people who were in favor of it. And Kathy will be one that's not there now. So
Right.
it gets kind of dicey with some things like that.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just it's not ideal. I mean, I guess and Kathy's made her choice around it, and I respect it.
Right.
For me, I think what I think about is you kind of say you get elected, and unless you've got, to me, like a medical issue going on or a family issue going on, you really have a commitment to continue to serve your community.
Right.
Right. People said, "Hey, I want you to serve 4 years." They didn't say, "I want you to serve 2," and then kind of decide what's next.
Right. Okay.
That's me, though.
Right.
I mean, that's my.
That's a good point. Well, okay, so we have about a minute and a half left. What would you like to say to the community?
I guess what I'd like to say, generally speaking, is I'm open to hearing what people have to say.
Okay.
I look at this as an extension of, like I said, community service. And the best way to serve people is to hear from them, right? I've said pretty openly to a lot of people that, I'm widely available, but one of the things I do that people get freaked out by sometimes, and this may freak you out, is I give out my cell phone number, right? So like my phone number, anyone can reach me at is 928-460-0972. I'll say it again slower.
Okay.
928-460-0972. And people call and they ask questions or they'll text me and I get back to them. And I know Kelp Alguda in Pesca Valley does the same thing. And to me, part of the reason I do that is because you have to remove barriers of accessibility wherever you can. And so you have to be willing to hear what people say. And you can't really serve people if you're not listening to them.
Right.
So I think that's a big thing. If you have questions, if there's an issue that's on your mind, if you're curious about something, reach out to me. I plan on during this campaign doing everything I can to make contact with people
I love that.
to just hear what they have to say, make sure we're moving forward as one community.
Well, and I even said it earlier, you were very accessible as a city councilman, so we want to wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate it.
Yes, and we will we'll be here for you with whatever you need.
Awesome. Thanks, Leza.
Thank you, Brandon. I'll see you guys on 99.1 at noon. Have a great day.